Texas, starring Beverly McKenzie.
No?
I keep seeing it over and over again, Billy Joe. I can't stop it. Oh, poor Ricky.
Oh, don't worry about him. He's a cop. They always come out okay.
You act like you don't even care.
Okay, I care about him. I just meant he came in the ambulance alive, and the doctors are probably keeping the same way. Well, let's get out of here, huh? I didn't plan to spend waiting around no hospital all day.
Billy Joe.
Terry? Elena? Hi. Any word?
We're checking on him now.
You mean you haven't heard anything?
They said it might be a long wait.
I want to take you to the top of the world club. My club. I just wanted to show you off a little. I want you to be proud of me and all that, you know? Now, wouldn't you like to do that?
You know I would. I just don't think it's right to leave the Deckers.
Deckers. That's all I hear. You just met the Deckers 2 weeks ago. What's the big deal about the Deckers?
You've gotten to be a part of my family.
Well, then something's wrong if I'm not family enough to keep you happy.
I didn't say that.
You don't have to. I know that's what you mean.
I guess I can call in and see how Ricky's doing.
Just happened so fast.
We're going to be leaving now.
Nita, thanks for being here.
Sure, honey. I'll check in later. I pray everything will turn out all right.
Thank you, Nita.
Thank you.
Dr. Lopez, 384. Dr. Lopez, 384.
You feel like telling me what happened now? Huh?
And that's when Ricky's car lost control.
2 other cars crashed into him and knocked him into a wall. But Justin was there, Max. I mean, he ran over and he pulled Ricky out of the car before it blew sky high.
Thank God.
Well, what about Justin? Was he hurt?
Of course not. I do my escape from the burning car trick once a week just to stay in shape.
Justin, thank you so much.
Dr. Brown, 32.
You saved my brother's life.
Our brother.
The last time we met at your father's funeral, Justin, I called you some names. But there's some I left out. Like, brave.
I didn't swallow down those other things you called me, and I don't think brave fits much better, even though it sounds a little better. To me, brave is when you think first and still take the chance. You know me, Terry, I just look and go.
Well, I don't mind telling you, son, today I am glad you were fast on the draw. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a real problem with Ricky. I saw him into high school and saw him into a job, and I thought that'd be enough to grow him up. Looks like I might have to get him a wife, a nasty mother-in-law, and 6 kids, and one on the way to keep him settled down and alive.
Is that living?
You're right, Justin. That might be a mite too much for any man. We got to do something about that boy, get him over his car craziness.
Max, you must have been born 40 years old, you know that? I mean, don't you remember what it's like to be young? You think ranching and radar traps are enough for Ricky? Look, he's young and racing's exciting, and there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing right with it either. Now, what's wrong with getting the excitement out of your work and where you live and who you love? I mean, that's what it's all about.
Well, maybe that's enough for you. I don't think it's fair for you to judge everyone else.
You hear me now. You go looking for excitement. You're going to find your way into jail or a hospital, if you're lucky. And the morgue if you're not. Now, if Ricky'd known that, he wouldn't be where he is right now. And that's something you should remember from now on, Miss City Lady.
Dr. Hovis.
Courtney, do you know anything yet? I asked to be assigned to his case as soon as they brought him in. Sit down. We need to talk. Ricky sustained multiple contusions with extensive thoracic trauma, which means that we found profuse bleeding into the chest.
Oh, no.
But we're going to perform exploratory surgery. We want to find the source of the bleeding and put a stop to it.
Now, look, if my baby brother's going to go into the knife, I want to know exactly what's involved.
Okay. I'll explain the procedure in full detail, and then I'm going to ask you to sign a consent form so we can get on with this immediately.
But is he going to be all right?
Elena, we're going to do everything we can for him.
Dr. Mahoney, 3-2. Dr. Mahoney, 3-2.
What are you doing in Mike Marshall's house anyway?
This is your son? This is Dennis?
That's right. I guess I don't have to ask who you are, do I? Nobody else could make her act like this.
Shall we make this an aperitif?
Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. What did you say?
Well, I thought we would follow this up with dinner. Can I take you upstairs to the top of the World Club?
No, thank you. I'm really not up to being around a lot of people.
Well, if you're not up to being around a lot of people, I'll have them send dinner down to us. That way you'll only have to put up with me.
You're a dear. But I couldn't eat. I'm afraid our run-in with Dennis and Dawn has ruined my day.
I want to help the Marshalls. I want that very much. But, Dawn and Justin Marshall just won't believe it.
I suppose people believe what they want to in the long run.
I want to pull them through this bankruptcy. But they have to accept my help.
Well, they're really defeating themselves, aren't they? By not letting you help?
Yes, and it's painful to see. They've got enough strikes against them as is. But if they're dead set against it, there's nothing I can...
I just never would have expected this from Dawn Marshall. She seemed so different at first. She was warm and reasonable. Now, of course, she's completely to blame for Dennis's attitude.
I wonder. Maybe she doesn't know.
What?
That I offered to clear away the claims on the ranch.
Alex, you were willing to do that?
It wasn't completely unselfish. That would be part of the payment on the house. Your house.
Still, it was very kind of you. And very ungrateful of Dawn not to recognize how kind.
I thought everybody would know after. I got this from Ryan today.
Mrs. Kate Marshall has signed a consent to sale form. We'll try for other signature.
Well, I hope you're convinced anyway that not everybody blames me for Mike's death. Kate Marshall's vote of confidence is pretty strong evidence.
Alex, I have never needed any evidence. All along I felt that Dawn was reacting immaturely, although I can understand. She was Mike's baby. She found her father's body after he shot himself. I suppose she had to find someone to blame.
That's not unusual.
Of course not. But still, it is an overreaction. And I cannot allow it to poison Dennis's attitude toward you. Perhaps I could show this note to Dennis if I explain your offer and show him that even Dawn's grandmother disagrees with her.
Of course. It's fine with me if you think it will work. Iris, I want to try hard to win Dennis's trust and respect. And I'm going to make a case, a very strong case of logic. But his loyalty to Dawn may count for more than logic. If I can't persuade Dennis, if it takes too much time, then I don't want anything else to stand between us. We've been without one another long enough.
No, Alex, no. I've got to talk to Dennis. I have to resolve this. I'm sorry, Alex. I have to. I have to try.
Well, hello. Oh, keep your seat, friend. No standing allowed here. Of course, unless it's a standing ovation. Then I'm obliged to put up with it.
Miss Marshall?
Paige.
Paige. I'm Ryan Connor.
You wanted to see me on business, Ryan Connor?
That's right.
Okay. I am booked here for a month, but after that, I might have some flexibility.
Well, that's really not exactly what I had in mind.
Hey, let's not close any doors. I'm not locked into these 30 days.
No. I mean, it's not that kind of business, I'm afraid.
Oh. Well, just about anything else is outside of my jurisdiction, Mr. Connor.
I'm a lawyer with Stryker Bellman's firm. And I would like to get your signature.
Well, why didn't you say so? I always am happy to accommodate my fans. Where would you like me to autograph? Tablecloth? How about your tie? Or would you like it somewhere more personal?
Well, how about on the dotted line? Seriously. This has to do with your father's estate.
Oh, how dreary. Of course, it's dreary only because I thought there was no estate. Do you know something I don't?
We need your signature as one of Mike's heirs on the sale of his house at River Oaks.
Oh.
I'm helping my uncle settle World Oil Transport's claims against your father's estate. So we're trying to structure the sale of the house so that all the Marshall heirs will receive a lot more than they might have otherwise.
Sounds good to me. Of course, why shouldn't it? I don't know the slightest thing about what you're talking about.
Ah. Okay. These papers have been signed by your grandmother.
Ah.
Listen, I can explain the terms of the sale now, or if you'd rather, we can make an appointment during business hours.
Aren't these business hours?
Well, it depends on whose business you're talking about.
My business, Mr. Connor, is definitely a nighttime proposition. And I usually do mind my own business, but just this once, if you'll excuse me. You said something about an uncle?
Mm-hmm. My uncle, Alex Wheeler. He's the major creditor of the Marshall estate.
Oh. Uncle Alex. Oh, I have heard so much about that man.
Yeah, I hear he's some kind of a local celebrity. But then so are you.
Oh, no, darling. I'm something of a loco celebrity, but that's beside the point. I have admired your uncle, Mr. Connor, but from afar. I would love to meet him up close. And he doesn't know it yet, but maybe he'd like to meet me, too.
Well, he's,
Now, he does want to buy the house, right?
That's right.
And I do have to plant my Page Marshall on the dotted line before that can happen, right? So how about telling Uncle Alex that Page Marshall has invited him to sample her wares? Her musical wares, that is. Tonight, ringside, at the top of the world. And if he does me the honor, I'll do him the honor.
Yes, I'll pass along your invitation.
Oh, why so glum, chum? You're invited, too. Any night on the house, okay?
Thank you.
Very nice meeting you, Ryan Connor.
I'll be in touch.
Bye. Hi, boss.
Friend of yours?
Oh, a bosom buddy.
With a friend like that, who...
You might have all the friends you ever needed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you got it, honey. No, I should say, I got it. And I did it all for you, Clip.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it was a noble sacrifice. But I'd feel a lot better if I knew what you did.
Oh, let's just say that I was willing to make a noble sacrifice that others have been less willing to make.
Others?
One other in particular.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The assignment Miss Decker refused, Miss Marshall accepts with pleasure.
You're not talking about the pleasure of doing business with Alex Wheeler, are you?
The gentleman is expected here tonight.
And what was the diagnosis? I see. And his condition on release? Huh. Fine, thank you very much. You weren't able to find Justin Marshall on the hospital patient list because he was treated in an emergency, then released.
Oh, that means he's all right.
He suffered second-degree burns in his hands.
No permanent damage.
No skin grafting will be necessary, and there's a minimal risk of infection.
Thank heavens. I guess I'm feeling a surge of motherly concern because Justin never would have been at that race if it hadn't been for me. Anyway, thanks for giving a slightly hysterical woman some peace of mind.
Nothing hysterical about it, Vicky. Your concern for other people is, well, it's a very important part of you. It's something to be proud of.
Thanks, Kevin.
That's Vicky to a T. Always concerned about others. Anybody and everybody other than her husband, other than her daughter. So, what do we have here? A little powwow about the Rena problem?
Of course, Rena. What else?
That's right, Rena. What else could possibly concern us? Kevin's a doctor at Gulf Coast Hospital where lives hang in the balance. And I'm a KVIK covering fire, flood, famine, revolution. But on everyone's lips, there's one word and one word only. Rena. Rena, Rena, Rena. Even Justin's accident can't hold a candle.
Justin? What's happened to Justin?
He was injured pulling the Decker boy from a burning car.
And?
His hands were burned, but he'll be okay.
Oh, no. Are you sure?
Yes, I just spoke with the emergency room.
What Decker boy was it?
I don't remember his name. It's the younger one.
Ricky Decker. What happened to him?
Well, it seems to be rather serious. We just don't know yet.
Thanks for checking on Justin for me. Which is why I was here, Rena. Not that I owe you any explanation.
Just remember what you do owe me, Vicky. I can tell I'm in for some words of wisdom from Dr. Cook.
Doesn't take much wisdom to size this one up, Rena. If things were just slightly different, I'd know exactly what to do.
Oh, you would, huh?
Yes, no TV for 2 weeks, no allowance for 2 weeks. That is if you were the age you actually appear to be.
Ha ha. Well, maybe you prefer more mature women, like Vicky.
Don't be ridiculous.
Don't you be ridiculous. It's a match made in heaven.
Your delusions are becoming bizarre, or more bizarre, if that's possible.
Honey, my mother would love to get her hands on you because you're mine. And taking something away from little old Rena would be a real turn-on for her.
Oh, really? The Victoria Bellman I know isn't capable of such a thing.
Well, maybe there are 2 Victoria Bellmans in Houston. Because the one I know is capable of just about anything. Now, I'm not going to bore you
Now,
with
if you're
the
talking
sort
about
of
her relationship with Alex Wheeler, I already know. The big surprise, Rena, was that you were capable of blackmailing your own mother.
My. Haven't you two become palsy-wowsy?
We have something in common.
What? Your affection for me?
Yes, Rena. Yes, that's part of it.
Yeah, that's part of it, all right. And what about the other 99%? The sheer joy you get in bad-mouthing me?
It boggles the mind. It really does. It boggles the mind. You blackmail your mother, you bludgeon your husband into a life he doesn't want, and you turn out to be the victim.
It wasn't blackmail. I was simply contributing to my mother's education.
Oh, boy, this is going to be a Lulu, this one.
She had to be taught how important it was for me to stay in Houston. I simply used a few visual aids to help
Yes,
teach her.
photographs taken by a sleazy private detective. Well, let me suggest something to you, Rena. Don't use that teaching technique on Stryker. Because if he hears you telling your vicious little tales out of school, he just might not survive.
Stay tuned for the next part of Texas.
Thank the Lord, Justin. If a man's well enough to telephone, I know he's in one piece.
I'm better than that, Grandma. I'm fine.
When Jenny told me about Ricky's accident, I turned on the TV. I thought maybe I might find out something about him. And I did all right. I saw you pull him from a burning car. How is he, Justin?
He's in surgery now. We're waiting to hear.
Tell the Deckers I've been praying for him. Will you be coming out to the ranch tonight?
I'm really fine, Grandma. I'm going to wait right here and find out about Ricky.
Oh. Justin, if you don't need to come home to have me care for you, I want to ask you to come as a favor to me.
Why is that?
I need to talk to you about Dawn. We had a little dispute tonight.
That's not surprising. You two ladies speak your mind when you've got something to say. But there'll be a truce any minute.
Not this time. She left. And I feel something, Justin. I'm afraid she's not coming back.
I'll get rid of whoever it is.
Dennis, it's so early.
Early?
Well, it's not even 8 o'clock, and you're in bed?
Well, yeah, you know how time flies. I didn't realize how early it was.
Oh, I see. Well, wait a minute. That's backwards.
Backwards?
When time flies, it's later than you think. Oh, I know exactly what is going on here.
You do?
Well, of course I do. I'm your mother, aren't I? We have ways of knowing such things.
Ways? Are you sure you're all right?
Not really, darling. That's why I want to talk to you.
But you said you knew. Don't you think this is the wrong time?
Oh, honey. All your life I have been exposed to your colds. Not to mention your measles, your chicken pox, and all the rest. Now, do you really think that I would be worried that you might be a little contagious? We will just get a little orange juice into you, and you will feel much better.
Colds.
And I can tell this one's going to be a doozy. You're burning up with fever.
Yeah, well, Mom, you know, I haven't been feeling too well, but I'm feeling better now. I'm just a little tired, I guess. I'll just have to go back to bed. Call you in the morning.
No, Dennis, I must talk to you now. Especially if you're feeling better. If we don't get this resolved, I'll be up all night worrying about it. Now, don't you think you were a little unreasonable today?
No, I don't, Mom. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll sleep on it and call you tomorrow.
You know how important you are to me.
Yeah.
And Alex is very important to me, too. You might not realize that yet, but it's true. I want very much for you and Alex to know each other, to be friends. But I feel that Dawn is creating a conflict between the two of you, a conflict that doesn't need to be.
Look, Mom, I'm sorry. But I know how Dawn feels, and I agree with her.
Even her grandmother disagrees with her. Kate Marshall signed a document agreeing to sell the River Oaks house to Alex. Now, do you think she'd have done that if she blamed Alex for Mike's death?
I know all about that.
Well, you didn't seem to know when we ran into you at Mike's house.
No, I didn't, but later at the ranch, Dawn and her grandmother got into an argument over the whole thing.
Oh, I see. And she phoned you? No. She came here to tell you in person. And she's still here, isn't she? Isn't she? And you two are...
Mom, please. Not tonight.
Can't we...
Not tonight, Mom. Tomorrow. Good night.
Kevin, you're a doctor. You're supposed to make people well, not to make them out to be sicker than they are.
Rena, all I want to do is wake you up, and I don't have to play games to do that.
Wake me up. Sounds more like you want me out cold. Is that it, darling? Yeah, scare Rena half to death and then put a muzzle on her. That's it, isn't it? Then Vicky can sneak around Daddy all she wants. Is that what you two were cooking up when I walked in on you?
Rena, I want you to listen to me.
Listen to you and hear Victoria Bellman? Yes, my mother's learned how to throw her voice. Of course, every ventriloquist needs a dummy, and my mommy has found herself a Jim Dandy.
This isn't from Vicky. I want you to know about this.
What does she have to do to sign you up, honey? Offer you a little reward? A little roll in the hay with dear old Mom?
Shut up, Rena! You're so terrified of the truth, you're letting your imagination run wild. Now listen to me. No, I don't blame you for being scared. Because it is scary. But maybe you need to be scared into living like a functional adult. And if I have to scare you and betray Stryker's confidence, that's exactly what I'll do to protect him from you. Now, you remember the attack he had in Bay City?
Of course. But he got better.
No.
Kevin, what are you talking about? Stryker's the same as he always was.
Only on the outside, Rena.
But you said he got better.
He recovered from the attack. But part of his heart muscle died and atrophied.
No, that's not true.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but the heart muscle does not have the strength to support the pumping action required to circulate his blood.
No, that's not true. Stryker said he's fine. Vicky lies, and you lie, and the whole damn world lies, but Stryker doesn't lie!
Stryker's trying to protect you, Rena! Rena!
Dr. Cook.
Kevin? Courtney. I'm assisting with the auto crash victim in OR2 and I see something I don't like. Looks like a rupture aneurysm. Can you come down for a consultation?
I'll be right there.
Well, Courtney says it's just a routine operation, whatever that means. Look, why don't you go on back to the ranch and tell Kate that, well, tell her everything is going along okay.
Call us if you hear anything.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, you're all right.
You sound disappointed.
Well, I am. It would have made a much better story had something really dramatic happened to you.
That's what I like about news people. It's all heart.
Hey, I let you loll around this hospital all afternoon getting those things on, didn't I? Probably fakes.
Probably.
We ran your rescue on the 6 o'clock news. I guess that was dramatic enough.
Even for you.
Well, maybe it was more than dramatic. Heroic. Are you hurt bad?
No. Thanks. And thanks for coming all the way over here to look at me.
Well, you were hurt in the line of duty. And besides, I'm here to do a story on that boy you rescued. Richie, you know... well, I'm here to do a story on the boy you rescued. That's why I'm really here.
That's what I've noticed about television reporters. They never can remember the names of the people they're reporting on.
It's been a hectic day.
I know how it is.
And it's going to get even more hectic. So I'll give you a couple of days to indulge yourself. But make it fast, Buster. We've got work to do.
Why, Miss Walker, my foolhardy exploit was a perfect excuse for you to give me the axe. Do you mean to say that you were going to make me stay on?
It's out of my hands. You know how the public loves a daredevil. Well, they're all going to be waiting to see what the star of KVIK does next.
But I won't keep them waiting long. And they're all in for a very big surprise.
I don't want to hear her sing. I just want the papers signed.
Well, I don't think you're going to get one without the other. The lady's mind was made up.
Didn't that seem a little suspicious?
More than a little. But it's her show. I just didn't want to push.
You did the right thing. No point in setting off another explosion at the Marshall house. Does she have an axe to grind with me, like Dawn and Justin?
Well, if she does, it's a different axe. She didn't seem resentful. She didn't seem angry. She didn't even care about the terms of the sale.
Why does she want to meet me?
She just seems very interested in you.
After locking horns with Dawn Marshall today, the last thing I feel like is a brawl with her sister.
No. I don't think anything like that's going to happen, Alex. Look, I don't know what she wants, but whatever it is, you won't be harangued about causing her father's death, that's for sure.
Well, if you think it'll get the paper signed, why not?
Say, Alex, if you're going to be going through Clipper Curtis's office, I'll just go out the other way.
Still don't trust him?
Well, you're a master at the art of understatement, aren't you?
Still think he knows something about Sheikh Zady's death?
That's just a hunch.
The same hunch?
Old hunches die hard, especially when they're gut hunches.
And in your gut?
In my gut, I know that Curtis holds the key.
What would a man like Clipper have to do with Sheikh Zady? And what could he gain by withholding information on the murder?
Well, answers don't always show up at first. I mean, why does Paige Marshall want to meet you? She certainly has her reasons. And Curtis has his reasons for still holding out. In my gut, I know that when Curtis spills everything, and believe me, he will, that's when we'll get the men who assassinated Sheikh Zady. But here, for the moment, let's just concentrate on getting Paige Marshall's signature. Lots of luck.
Yeah.
Alex, what a surprise.
Hello, Clipper.
Do we have business?
No, I just want to see the new singer, the Marshall girl.
Paige Marshall. She's good. Well, I appreciate you taking an interest. You, haven't heard any complaints about her, have you?
No, I just want to see her.
Then let me arrange for the best table in the house. It's always an honor to have the boss drop in for an unexpected visit.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of Texas.
It's too bad we're not sitting in the front of the stage. I've heard so much about Paige Marshall. It'd be nice to see her up close.
Are you kidding, honey? I mean, don't you know nothing about how they do things? I mean, this is where we put the VIPs, you know, and, well, you know, people really important. They don't want to be stuck up front there in the glare of the lights where just anybody can see them. You know, people come up and ask for autographs and all that. Not good. It's better.
It's nice that they give you the VIP treatment.
That's why I've been wanting to get you up here, honey. I mean, it's nothing new to me. I just wanted you to, well, get in on a little of it, you know. Oh, Anita, I want you to meet Joe. This is one of the men on my staff here.
Nice to meet you.
Same to you, ma'am. You know, you're really going to start ticking the boss off if you keep bringing in a different broad like this every week.
What's going to tick off the boss, Billy Joe?
Oh, what he just said was, what he was trying to tell me was that, well, the boss is going to get ticked off if he doesn't meet you. That's what it is. I mean, you know, Clipper hasn't been talking about much else and since I told him I was bringing you up here. That's all. And, well, there he is. There he is now. Boy, if that don't beat all.
What's that?
That's him.
Clipper Curtis, you mean?
Yeah. No, that guy with him. The guy with the boss.
What do you mean?
Well, the other day there were two rich women in here, you know. They were having lunch, and they were mighty unhappy. And each one looked like she wanted to do the other one in, you know. And what they were so miserable about were some photographs they was looking at. So I couldn't help but notice what was in those photographs was that man over there, the one with Clipper Curtis. Mr. Curtis, who is that gentleman you just escorted to his table?
Oh, nobody special. Just Alex Wheeler, the man who owns World Oil, this building, and half of Houston.
And little man, little Lola wants you. Make up your mind to have no regrets. Recline yourself, resign yourself, you're through. I always get what I aim for, and your heart and soul is what I came for. Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. Take off your coat, don't you know you can't win? You're no exception to the rule. I'm irresistible, you fool. Give in. Give in. Give in.
Texas, starring Beverly McKenzie.
Governor Nye, it's an honor. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you, Alex. You know Donna.
How do you, Donna?
Nice to see you, Alex.
Hello, Connie. Hi, Sam. Hope you enjoy the show, George.
You bet. Thank you.
Boy, if that just don't beat all.
What's that?
That's him.
You already said Clipper Curtis, right?
No, the guy with him.
What do you mean?
Well, the other day there were two rich women in here having lunch. And they were both pretty mighty unhappy. Well, what happened is, you see, what made them so miserable was these photographs they was looking at, you see. And, well, I couldn't help but notice, but what was in the photographs was that guy over there, the one with Clipper Curtis. Mr. Curtis, who's that guy you was just talking to?
That's Governor Nye and his wife of Oklahoma.
No, the other guy.
Oh, nobody special. Just Alex Wheeler, man who owns World Oil, this building, and half of Houston. So if you see him at the bar, be nice, huh?
I ain't seen him here before, but I seen him. And I got an earful about that guy that would make his hair stand on end.
Joe, I wish you'd mind your own business. That's a very important man you're talking about.
We all put our pants on one leg at a time, right? The only thing is, most people aren't yapping about where you do it and who with.
You know how it is. Dirt about a guy like Wheeler travels fast. Like lightning.
Anita, why don't you go and do something about that nose of yours? I mean, the glare is blinding me.
What?
Go powder it. Me and Mr. Curtis got to have us a consultation.
Joe, bring us a bottle of champagne. And put it on a house check along with the rest of Mr. Wright's dinner.
Yes, sir.
We ain't got all night, Joe. I guess you want to hear the scoop on Mr. Wheeler, right?
Yeah, well, Alex and I go way back.
Old pals, huh?
Not exactly, no. I wouldn't say pals.
Remember what you said when you hired me? You said I'd be real useful. So far, all I've been doing is just pouring drinks. But that ain't the limit for me. I've just been biding my time. I'm fixing to be real useful.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oklahoma, every night my honey lamb and I sit around and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky.
The first part of Texas is brought to you by Pert, the new shampoo for clean, manageable hair that bounces and behaves. That Pert shampoo for bouncing and behaving hair.
I got here as soon as I could, Courtney.
Thanks. It could be nothing, but Dr. Preston and I just want to be sure. The splenectomy should be pretty straightforward, but I see something in the x-rays that I don't... Right, see it? Ricky's a close family friend. I asked to be assigned to this case.
Dr. Preston.
Nurse. What do you think, Kevin?
There seems to be a slight widening of the mediastinum right here.
Yeah. You were right all along, Courtney.
Could mean an aortic aneurysm. I'd recommend an arteriogram, just to check, after you've completed the spleen.
Of course. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you, Courtney.
Good girl.
You'll call me? All right, then.
Is that Max on the phone?
Yes. Ricky's still in the operating room. They don't know anything yet. Won't for a while.
He's a pretty tough kid. He'll be okay. It'll keep him away from the racetrack for a while.
Well, it's an ill wind that blows no good. You know, he's a natural hand with the horses, that one. And that's where he belongs. He'll get no worse in the stable, but a kick or two from the horses. And if you ask me, he's got that coming to him.
Truth is, Grandma, I think you're against progress. You know, race cars, televisions, microwave ovens, everything that they say is modern and convenient, that's not on your list. But that's not what you called about. On the phone, you said something about Dawn.
Well, yes, Dawn and I had a little set to her. No, that's not right. It was a big one. She went driving back to Houston. Looks like she's not coming home tonight either.
Well, then she'll be back tomorrow, honey. Just relax. Daddy was famous for his bad temper. This family's a short-fused family. Not to mention the most famous of them all.
I am not hot-tempered, boy. I've just got firm opinions that I'm prepared to defend.
Yeah, that's what I call a mean disposition.
I mean it, Justin. I'm worried about Dawn. She has no business being in that town alone at night.
Well, there are any number of girlfriends she could be staying with, even with Dennis.
That's what I'm afraid of. You know, if she takes up with him, she might not come home. And I won't have that. You know what I mean.
Grandma, I know how you feel about that sort of thing, but Dawn's of age. Whatever arrangement that she and Dennis have come to, I can't see that you can do much about it.
Oh, I'm surprised at you, Justin. Do you think I haven't heard all that gassing about freedom? Shucks. Folks have always been free to send themselves to hell in a handbasket. Now there's nothing new or exciting about that.
Yes, ma'am. I hear you. And I'm not saying you're wrong. All right. I'll go by the art gallery and see how she is. But what caused all this trouble? You didn't say.
All right. Dawn thinks I'm a traitor to the blood because I told her I thought she ought to accept that offer and snap it up, the one on the River Oaks house.
I didn't care much for the man Stryker sent to bargain.
And you'll care even less when you hear that Stryker tried to keep the peace by not saying that the offer was from Alex Wheeler. Now, don't you say it. You get yourself on into town and see Dawn and tell her that it's for the best and that both of you must agree.
Vicky? Oh, woman, what's got you dragging it so late? Nothing in the paper about the demise of the stock market or the outbreak of World War III.
No, Stryker, it wasn't a story, although, have you seen the sports section?
Oh, don't tell me they've canceled the World Series.
It's a little closer to home than that. I just left the hospital. One of our staff at KVIK had an accident today, and as a matter of fact, it was here.
What? Justin Marshall.
Yeah, thank heavens he's all right. He was treated and released by the time I got to Gulf Coast.
Well, it's the first I knew he was working for you.
He just started today.
You could say he started off with a bang. Oh, I'm proud of the boy anyway. You know, he comes from the same mold as his brother Barrett. Gutsy, tough as an old boot. Oh, I know Justin doesn't have the balance or the judgment, but he has got a style that can charm you out of your socks when he wants to. I remember when he and Rena were so close, you couldn't pry them apart with a crowbar. Thought we had us a Marshall son-in-law for sure.
Yes, so did I, but they were too much alike.
Can't say the same for Rena and Kevin.
No, we certainly can't. But Justin and Rena, they can both be so out of control.
That's putting it mildly.
Heaven help Houston if they ever lose their temper at the same time.
If. As I recall, it happened about once a week. We used to lose a little bit more California every time. But I'm glad to hear he's gainfully employed. It's a good way for him to get his mind off losing Mike. Tell me, Vicky, how come you hired Justin? He's never worked in television before.
Yes, I know, and Sam pointed that out to me with a vengeance.
Oh, so Sam was nettled, was she? Mm-hmm. I'm kind of surprised you took him on without consulting her.
Well, actually, it was Rena's idea. She brought Justin by the other day, and we talked.
Rena came by your office? Mm-hmm. Well, what do you know? My two girls pulling together for the sake of an old family friend. Things better between you and Rena then?
Yes. We have an understanding.
Maybe I will meet him Sunday, maybe Monday, maybe not. Still, I'm sure to meet him one day, maybe Tuesday.
One of them was soaking up vodka martinis like they were going out of style. And they both looked like they were ready to get into a brawl. I mean, I swear, these two look like they're going to black each other's eyes. The other one, she had a bunch of these photographs. And, well, she was kind of showing them off, see? So I kind of sashayed over there with my tray and another vodka martini to get a gander at them. And what they was pictures of your good old pal, Mr. Wheeler, kissing and hugging Miss Vodka of 1980.
Wheeler's a bachelor, so two of his girlfriends got wind of each other. No big deal.
Oh, wait, Mr. Curtis. You ain't heard the clincher yet. The two of them was mother and daughter. I checked the reservation list, and the name of the table is Rena Cook.
Young, dark hair.
Yeah, and nice.
Rena? And Wheeler?
No, it was her mother in the picture.
Victoria Bellman? Are you sure?
Is Houston hot?
That's Stryker's wife. Yeah, now that's food for thought.
My love, you have made me feel like a boy of 18. That's the best news, bar none, I have ever heard.
Now, Stryker, I did not say that Rena and I have become best girlfriends.
I know.
I simply mean that the friction may be a little less overt, and that's all.
No, that's enough. Why don't you and I have a little late supper to celebrate? We can even open up a bottle of that champagne.
Stryker.
Oh, no, I can afford a drink. With all the wear and tear that you and Rena have saved me, I can... Well, I've got enough left to wear up and tear up all the please.
Daddy?
What? Honey!
Daddy, thank heavens you're
what's
here.
the matter?
I'm sorry to come barging in on you at this hour, but...
Well, since when does the clock say when you can see your old man? Anytime, day or night, we're tickled to see our little girl. You know that.
Maybe you are.
Oh, no, your mother, too. Now, we were just talking about you, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
Oh, Daddy, promise me you'll always be here when I come running. You're just everything to me.
Now, listen.
I don't know what I'd do without
Honey,
you.
I'm here. Now, what has got you thinking about doing without me?
Kevin, is it true?
Well, is what true, baby?
We had this argument.
Well, now, that's no great news, is it?
And he said you were sick. I mean, he didn't say that. I mean, he said your heart was real bad, Daddy. Tell me it isn't true. He was just trying to scare me, wasn't he? You know, he doesn't know how to play fair. He's always got to bring out all that medical stuff. He was lying, wasn't he? Daddy! He was lying, wasn't he?
I think Kevin was just trying to prepare you, honey. Now, God gives immortality to darn few of us. After all, the day's gonna come when I
don't
won't
want
be...
to hear about someday. I want to hear that now and today you're as fit and as fine as you look.
Look at this old face. Look at my eyes. Is this the face of a sick man? Of course I'm all right, honey. I'm sure of that. I'm fine. Oh.
I knew you were. I knew you were. I'm sorry for making such a fool of myself, but I was so scared.
Well, I have to take care of myself, that's all. But beyond that, Vicky...
No, I'll see you to supper, and you go ahead and visit.
Why don't you stay and have supper with us, honey?
Oh, not tonight, honey. I want to get home as soon as I can and call Kevin's bluff.
No. I don't think you should tell Kevin about our little talk. I don't want him thinking that I'm siding against him. What exactly did you say to him, anyhow, that got him on the subject of me?
Oh, we were talking about Victoria, and she sure has pulled the wool over his eyes. Anyway, I was just trying to warn him what kind of woman you got living under your roof,
That's
Daddy.
enough, Rena. I've told you time and again I won't have that. I won't have you pushing some notion you got about your mother at me. Now, whether it's true or a story cooked up by somebody, I simply will not have it.
the next part of Texas.
You're not serious, Grandma. You wouldn't sell Dad's house to Alex Wheeler. Not with a clean conscience.
My conscience is fine, boy. And I am dead serious. If you'll just hear me out, I'm sure you'll see the sense of it. Now, Ryan Connor came here, offering us a lot of money for that house. More than it's worth. You can ask Ginny for the figures. I wasn't paying much attention. I was more interested in the other part. He got Alex Wheeler to agree to give up all claims against this ranch as part of the purchase price.
You must want that house pretty bad. That land is worth a lot of money, Grandma.
A lot more than this house. I don't know why he wants it. But I more than half suspect it's to give us a chance to land on our feet.
You wouldn't take charity, Grandma.
It's not charity, Justin. As Mr. Wheeler would be doing us a kindness, but it's an honest proposition. It's good riddance to that house, I'd say.
What about us, Grandma? Dawn and me. Would you be rid of us, too?
I don't understand you, Justin. It's all I'm doing it for. Don't you see? It would make us free and clear and give us a chance to make this ranch pay the way it used to do.
It's not our way anymore, Grandma. It wasn't Daddy's way. It hasn't been your way for 30 years. His money kept this place going.
That's over now, Justin. We're back in the real world now. No more little pink checks from the Houston bank. We gotta find some way to save this place or it'll be the end of the Marshalls.
No, ma'am. Being a marshal's got nothing to do with acreage. It's a way of living. Daddy knew it. He was like those first marshals that came here, wanting more than they had a right to expect. What is it that we're supposed to have such loyalty to? Our fathers and their pride, or the things that they happen to grab on to?
Waited too long, Justin. I thought that the edge of y'all's grief had worn off, but it's only gotten worse. All you can think of is revenge. And Dawn, after she saw Alex Wheeler looking at that house, she won't even stay around to talk it out.
You've known all along who it was that made that offer.
Yes.
Dawn had a right to be mad. You've been putting your love for this place above what you owe family.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you. You can't know what a thrill it is for me to meet you face to face. I mean, I have heard so much about you.
I can imagine. Believe me, I'm sorry for any trouble I may have caused your family. I'm well aware that Justin and Dawn harbor a grudge, and I can't say even blame them.
Oh, the two of them have me so upset. They've been so unreasonable about you. That's really one of the reasons that I had your nephew have you come see me. I wanted to reassure you that not all of us feel that way.
You're very kind, and I'm grateful.
Oh, I'm the one that's grateful. I know you're a very busy man.
No, nonsense. You're very good,
Thank you.
and I would have come here sooner, but I tend to be a bit isolated in my office.
Oh, believe me. I know how loneliness can be.
No, I usually enjoy my solitude.
So do I. That's why I've always been kind of a loner, but still.
Oh, well. Sometimes I envy your large, close family and that you get to go home to them.
And I wouldn't give them up for the world. Well, I was just saying to Terry the other day that we...
Oh, Terry? Terry Decker?
Why, yes, didn't you know? We have been best friends since we were in diapers. But then I suppose she wouldn't have mentioned that. She's always so close-mouthed about her personal life. About you, it's a different story. She sings your praises to the skies.
Yes, she's very loyal and a remarkable girl.
In fact, sometimes I have to cover my ears and say, Terry, enough. I mean, after all, loose lips sink ships.
Oh, no danger in that. She's very discreet and very sensitive.
That's true. Too sensitive sometimes. We were so close. We did everything together. We were so much alike. But we had a parting of the ways. One day I knew I had to leave Houston and strike out on my own. Make what little career I have. Terry could just never really forgive that.
Oh, surely she can't be that right now. No. It seems that you're on very good terms.
No, not really. Not like it used to be. Oh, she's very nice to my face. But I suspect. You ask her about me sometimes. You'll be surprised at the resentment.
I will, but I think you're mistaken.
Well, I can only hope. But I had to do what I had to do. Follow my star, as Daddy always put it.
Here's a toast to your talent.
Thank you.
Mike was blessed with exceptional children.
Oh, you're very kind.
No, I really mean it.
But I'd gladly give it all up. It's to spend one more hour with my daddy. You know, I wasn't here when I was out following my star, as he always wanted us to. He was even backing the film that I was going to be featured in. But then that night, seems like all the stars went out that night, including mine. Why couldn't I have been here?
Paige. I'm sorry for what happened to Mike. And I grieve because I know how much his debts to World Oil figured in his death.
Oh, Alex, you mustn't blame yourself. Can I call you that?
That's fine. No. But I do blame myself. And that's why that partially prompted my offer on the house. I'd like to see his children have the ranch.
When I know Grandma, Kate, and Ginny are so thankful. As I say, I'm not a homebody myself. I have other needs, but for their sakes, please, Alex, let me sign.
Oh, no. No, Paige. I want you to think about it for a while.
No, I don't need to. It's strange. I trust you already. Where's your pen? Please let me sign it.
All right.
There. I know you could never be anything but generous to those of us who understand you, Alex.
Thank you, Paige. Good night.
Thank you, Alex. He's all yours.
Thanks for coming by on such short notice.
You don't have to thank me, Courtney.
Yes, I do. It was probably unnecessary. We should have run the arteriogram before we started surgery.
No, it was hardly routine. The evidence on the X-ray is very, very slight. It could have been a shadow. It could have been nothing at all. Then again, it could be that the patient owes his life to your sharp eyesight.
You mean to your advice?
Your work is very good, Courtney.
Well, I got the best teacher anyone could ask for.
Well, now I'd like you to start working on your confidence.
All right. I will. I don't need reward, Kevin. I don't need praise. I wouldn't even need confidence if I only had your love.
Kevin, would you like to supervise the artery?
Oh, I'd better go talk to the patient's family and let him know he's all right. Excuse me. Dr. Preston?
Would you like to supervise the arteriogram, Kevin, or are you occupied?
I'd be happy to, Doctor.
You must have rubbed your nose right off your face by now.
Sorry to disappoint you. Me and my shiny nose are back.
You ain't mad, huh? I mean, I didn't want to run you off like that. I had to. The boss was dropping hints, couldn't you tell?
I don't know about him, but you were very rude.
Well, sorry. I suppose this don't mean nothing to you, but I got a job with responsibility 24 hours a day.
24 hours a day.
I don't just drain bottles around here, you know. They could have picked up any bum off the street to do that. Mr. Curtis hired me to keep a lookout on the operation. And I got to have more eyes than an Irish potato to keep track of what goes on here.
Well, I imagine you know what it takes to get ahead. I don't. And I don't want to. Besides, your business conversation gave me a chance to call the hospital.
Oh, here we go.
Ricky just got out of surgery just now, and guess what? Maggie says the doctors think he's going to be just fine. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, just great.
Well, I don't know about you, but I am so relieved. I feel like I can finally relax and have a good time.
What? You can't have a good time with me anymore?
Well, not when I'm worried, I can't.
Right, yeah. But some call to some screwball cop who got himself all busted up inside, and then everything's just all fine, right?
Ricky is not a screwball.
What is he then? What is he to you?
He's my friend. You're talking crazy, Billy Joe.
Didn't anybody ever teach you a married woman not supposed to have man friends?
That's silly. Everybody has friends.
I got a name for one with too many friends, Nita.
I know, and you better not say it. What's gotten into you, Billy Joe? You're hurting me.
I'll do a lot worse than that if you don't forget about that lousy cop. Now, we're going to have a good time here, you know, and I don't care if that slob lives or dies. And if I had it my way, he'd be
Billy
dead.
Joe, take me home.
You ain't going anywhere. You're going to have the time of your life. Joey!
Don't drink, please don't. You've been so good since you've been home.
Whiskey and soda.
All right. 2.
Give me the whiskey. The soda's for her.
Come on in, Alex. Come in.
Said the spider to the fly. You've got that lean and hungry look tonight, Clipper. What's on your mind?
Just anxious to have a little talk, that's all. But I wasn't sure I'd be able to drag you away from Miss Marshall. How'd you like our new songbird?
She's very good and a very charming lady. A little on the emotional side, but that seems to run in the family.
Yeah, I guess Mike was emotional, all right. I mean, any guy who'd stick a gun to his chest and pull the trigger...
I'd rather not discuss Mike Marshall, if you don't mind. I'd appreciate getting to the point.
Well, yeah. Well, sure, Alex. What I was saying is, Mike's not the only big cheese I've met through the club. I've made some pretty important contacts here.
Yes, that is your job. So?
Well, so, sometimes it goes beyond my job, you know, more than a host-guest relationship. I mean, I never forget to tell you what you need. But, sometimes a guy will come to me for a favor or whatever.
Are you asking for a raise, Clipper?
No. I'm saying whenever that happens, I pass it along to you, and you treat me real good. You know, give me something special. I got a good deal here, Alex. Don't think I don't know that. But I was just
you were
wondering.
wondering.
Yeah, I was just wondering, what if something really big came along? I mean, business. No, I mean, not a guy begging a loan or an old friend needing a job, not a tip, nothing like that. But what if I could throw you something really juicy?
I'm glad you...
And would that earn me a cut of the deal?
As you say, I've been generous before. So why would I make exceptions now?
Just wondered, that's all. Because,
all right.
As it happens,
All right. Send your new client by the office, say, tomorrow morning. And we'll see what you have, and then we'll talk about what's coming to you. Is that satisfactory?
Sounds fine.
Good. Good night, Clipper.
Night. Colonel Haseen, please. Yeah, well, then wake him up. Tell him it's his friendly cameraman. Haseen? Guess who? Yeah, I got news. Be ready to meet Wheeler tomorrow morning about 10 o'clock. Oh, ye of little faith. And wear your snazzy outfit, huh? I think we got ourselves a deal. Sweet dreams. Right. Come in.
The suspense is killing me. How did it go?
The second show over?
Yeah, the club's deserted.
Well, then let's celebrate. Because you were spectacular, baby. You got him down out of his tower faster than Terry ever could.
Anything she can do, I can do better.
You know, you're right. All the way around.
All the way back, baby. You'd be glad to know that I put in a good word with our resident billionaire.
I'll bet you did.
Where is her irateness tonight? I haven't seen her at all.
Who knows? Home, at the movies, on the moon.
Any of the above is fine. I just have nightmares about her bursting into that elevator. But enough about her. How did it go with Big Daddy, you charmer?
Oh, pretty well.
Pretty well? That's not well at all, Clipper.
Don't worry, baby. The future's looking good. I've got an appointment for tomorrow morning, and it'll be bright and early.
To Alex Wheeler, a rich and wonderful man. He really was a sweetheart, you know? We had a nice talk. I just loved him to pieces. Who could that be so late?
Terry, long distance from the moon, no doubt.
How do you know it's her?
I know her ring.
Yeah, well, ringing phones and caffeine give me the jitters, honey. I have to get it.
Hey, hold on. If it is him, we don't want him to know. Kurt is here.
Oh, thank heavens I got you. Clipper, it's me. Terry?
Yeah, I recognize the voice. What do you want?
I want...
Dr. Melton, 4-4. Dr. Melton, 4-4.
I want everything to be all right, that's all.
A little late, isn't it?
Clipper, please. It's Ricky. I don't think I can stand it if we fight right now.
Why? Your brother dumped you too?
Clipper, he's hurt. There was this crash at the race, and I thought Ricky was going to die.
Terry, that's tough. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
I'm at the hospital now. They just operated and he's going to be all right. But still, when somebody you love comes that close, it makes you want to count your blessings. And I wondered if I could still count on you.
All right, you want me to come over?
Now, don't get carried away.
No, I'll probably be staying all night here. No sense in both of us being rung out tomorrow. I really only called to say I love you. See you tomorrow?
Sure, baby. Good night.
So, what happened to all that stalwart resolution of yours, huh?
Hey, she turned on the waterworks. What could I do?
Oh,
She's got family problems.
you can say that again. What a bunch.
And she claims she's occupied for the evening.
Well, I guess it's just us.
No unannounced comings and goings by elevator. No unwanted phone calls.
No unsightly mess.
Just you and me, baby. Moving up in the world.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of Texas.
Watch your step, Billy Joe. This place gets to be like an obstacle course at night.
What's it during the day? The zoo?
Now you're talking crazy. Now get up those stairs, if you please.
I'll tell you something crazy. Want me to tell you something crazy? Taking my wife out in the town, one of our few nights off together, and watching her ruin it by mooning off some dumb hick redneck cop.
Ricky's just like us. We're the same type of people. You ashamed of country folks now that you're working at someplace fancy?
I'm ashamed of my woman moaning like some lovesick cow over some cop.
I am not lovesick and I am not a cow. I am a person with a friend who I am worried about. So what if he's a deputy?
Cop lover.
I hope you get over this real quick, Billy Joe, because if you don't, you're going to be very unhappy when I go visit Ricky at the hospital.
I ain't gonna be unhappy, 'cause you ain't going.
I thought you'd say that. That's why I'm giving you warning. I am going.
I ain't gonna have no wife of mine cuddle up to some dumb hick cop. You're staying home.
Oh, don't bet on it. I was on my own for 3 years while you were in jail, and it taught me some things.
Like what? How to make money on your back?
Don't you dare talk to me like that.
Tell me about those 3 long years, Nita. What was you learning, baby, huh?
How to stand up for myself.
Yeah?
And it's too late to order me around.
No, it ain't.
No, Billy Joe, let's start this again.
You started it.
No. Billy Joe, it's been so good. I thought you changed.
I sure as hell changed, baby. I didn't know for nothing when I went in there. But I learned. Don't ever, ever trust a cop. I learned something else, too. Never, never take no lip from a woman.
Oh.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas. Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
Western Art Gallery.
Dennis?
Oh, hi. Mom, how are you?
I'm distressed about what happened last night, and I'd like to come by and talk to you about it.
Look, Mom, I'm barely awake.
Well, I would have stayed longer last night, but...
Look, Mom, I
I have no intention of interfering in your personal life, Dennis. I realize you were preoccupied when I came by the gallery, but I was very anxious to talk to you. Please let me come by today. It's very important to me.
All right, Mom. Why don't you come by the gallery? But, just don't come by yet, right? We're not even open yet. Why don't you, give me about an hour. The place isn't even open yet.
I trust it will be when I get there.
Yeah, Mom, it'll be open.
Fine, darling. I'll see you in about an hour.
Right, Mom. Bye. Hi there, sleepyhead.
Hi there.
Did you sleep well last night?
Yes, for the first time since my father died, I felt safe enough to sleep.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way.
That's your mother on the phone?
She came by last night while you were sleeping.
Oh, my purse. She knows I was here, huh?
Mm-hmm. You know something else? We're going to be hearing from another person soon, too. Your grandmother.
I don't care.
Look, I know you care.
No, I don't care. I'm not sorry I spent the night here last night. Are you?
I don't know.
Oh. I see.
No, wait a minute, Dawn. You don't see it all. When you came here last night, you needed me. And all I could think about was comforting you and holding you and loving you.
But now?
But now, I'm not so sure that was a good idea. You see...
Oh, you don't have to explain, Dennis. I get it. That was then, and this is now, right?
That's right.
Last night, you said you loved me. But what about now, Dennis? Don't you love me now?
Morning, Jenny.
Morning, Kate. Got some fresh coffee right here on the stove if you'd like.
Well, Kate. Look at you. You look just grand. What's the occasion? Special company coming or something?
Well, I'm driving into Houston. I gotta tell Dawn I was wrong.
Well, Kate, you thought you were right under the circumstances.
Well, now I've got to convince her that of that, too. And I've got to prove to her how much I care about her.
Kate, Dawn knows that. Since when do you have to prove to her that you love her?
Maybe I have to prove it to Justin, too. You see, after Dawn left, I thought I'd get Justin to talk some sense into her. I thought because he's older, he'd be wiser. I thought he'd understand that selling to Mr. Wheeler was the one way we had to save this place for the future. I thought maybe he could explain that to Dawn. So I asked him to come out, but...
Don't tell me. Justin got mad, too.
He was fuming. Said he was on Dawn's side because I didn't have any respect for their feelings, that I was putting the land before the family. I wish that boy used the eyes that God gave him to see that you can't separate a tree from its roots, or the roots from the ground they're planted in.
Maybe those were his roots at the River Oaks house.
That house was just a stopover, a hotel where Michael stayed sometimes.
Maybe for you, Kate, but not for Dawn or Justin.
Oh, Ginny, what a wise young woman you are. You know, sometimes I wish Barrett were alive, just to see what a precious member of this family you've become.
Oh, Kate.
Well, that's enough crying over spilt milk for today. I gotta get on my way.
Kate, why don't you let me drive you in?
No, honey, no.
No, really. I'd be glad to do it, and then I'd get a chance to go visit Ricky in the hospital.
I appreciate the offer, honey, but this is something I need to do myself.
Do I still love you? What's the matter with you, Dawn? Look at me! Of course I still love you. I love you today and I'll love you forever.
Then why did you say that? That you weren't sure that my staying here was a good idea?
Because I wanted what was best for you.
You're what's best for me.
I hope so. And I want that too. But your family and my mother, they're not going to like the idea.
What does it matter?
Look, they can put pressures on us and make us very uncomfortable. They can really do it, Dawn. And what are you going to do? Turn your back on your grandmother? Hurt your own grandmother?
Hurt her? She doesn't care how she hurts me. Or Justin. She's going to sell to Alex Wheeler anyways, no matter how I feel. So if she doesn't care about me, why should I worry about how she feels?
Because she loves you. And you love her. And you're a family.
I don't have a family anymore. Maybe all I have is you. Dennis, you're not gonna turn away from me too, are you?
No, I'm not going to turn away from you. Look, I want us to be together as much as you do. But we're going to have enough problems as it is.
What kind of problems?
Well, you know, I want to buy the gallery from the bankruptcy court. And we're going to have to work hard. And I mean hard to make a profit on it. Otherwise... Look, and we should be just grateful that the apartment's upstairs. That we wouldn't have to worry about paying rent on top of everything else.
The apartment upstairs? But Dennis, you just told me that you didn't want me to stay here.
I don't. I don't want you to stay here. Till we're married.
until we're married.
That's right. I love you, Dawn. And I'll always love you. I told you that. And you said that to me, too. And where I come from, when two people feel that way about each other, they get married. Or is it done differently in Texas?
No. No, we do it the same way here.
Then why were you so surprised?
I don't know. I don't know. It just seems so...
Sudden. Look, I know that we haven't known each other for a very long time. And you've certainly gone through a lot of changes lately. And maybe this isn't the time for you to be thinking about decisions like that. But I love you. And I need you. Will you marry me?
Dennis, I love you. And I need you. And yes, I'll marry you.
Kate's going to Houston? For what? Huh? See Ricky? I spoke to him just before I left. He was doing real well. Is that why she went in?
Oh, I'm so glad that Ricky's doing better. And I'll tell Kate that when I see her, okay?
Oh, so she didn't go in to see him?
She went to talk to Dawn.
You know, I've been meaning to bring this up. Somebody ought to tell Kate that we got telephones now. I'm sorry. It's serious, isn't it?
Yes. She and Dawn had an argument last night. Dawn sort of ran away from home, and Kate went to see if she could get her back.
I hope she can. That Houston is like a quicksand whirlpool. Sucks in all the kids looking for money and action.
Is that envy I hear in your voice?
Who, me? No. My way of thinking, man can live all his days without money or action. Never feel the lack. Personally, I don't see what anybody would want outside of this. Home, land, family.
You know, you really talk a good line, Max Decker. But you don't practice what you preach.
Oh, you mean how come I never married?
Something like that.
Well, that's because I never met anyone quite like you, Jenny.
Come on, Max. There must be lots of attractive women who would love to have your attention. Nice women with solid values.
Yeah? Well, I don't know any. One woman I find like bright lights and fast living. Like that crazy Rena Cook.
Aha, what about Rena Cook? Kate told me that she wants to move her horse.
Well, she tell you what?
She said you were rude to her.
Is that a fact? I was rude. I just told the truth. Since when is the truth rude?
Well, as far as I understand, all I've heard about Rena, the truth may very well be rude.
That's a mouthful.
Okay. Aren't you going to tell me about what happened with you and Rena?
No.
Max!
What do you want to know? Rena wants to take Lady Gray? Let her. Be that much less work for me to do around here. I'll miss her. The horse, I mean.
You know, you're getting me very curious.
No. Well, that's good. Next step's getting you interested.
Now that was good.
Kevin. Let me see if I can remember. Desires are the pulses of the souls. I gotta remember that so I can tell Kevin. Oh, he wouldn't understand. I wonder if...
That's what I do. If I wanted her.
Oh! You come right back here this minute!
Sorry, I got a more important female to see right now. That Mary just about killed her.
Oh, you!
You're just gonna have to wait your turn.
Oh! 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 Oh, damn!
What was that about?
Oh, I was just wishing that I could throw that at the most hardest-headed man I've ever met.
Kevin?
No.
Strike.
No!
Justin.
Nope. None of the above, if you can imagine that.
No, I can't. And I don't have time for 20 questions either. I'm on my way to see Dennis. I'm afraid if I don't catch him soon, he's going to make a terrible mistake.
Why? What happened? Did something happen yesterday when you saw Alex?
Yes. Oh, but it wasn't anything that happened between Alex and me. Alex had a surprise for me.
A surprise?
Oh, Rena. He wanted to buy the most beautiful house for me here in River Oaks.
Sounds like a token of esteem.
We went to see the house yesterday, Alex and I, and it turned out to be Mike Marshall's home. Dennis and Dawn were there. They've been holding an auction, you know.
Yes, I know. That's where Justin got his... never mind. Anyway, go on.
Well, our presence created quite a scene. Dawn flew into a tantrum, saying the most terrible things about Alex. I find it hard to believe, but that child actually holds Alex responsible for her father's death.
Well, that's not so strange. So does Justin. Don't you know why?
Well, I gather from what Dawn said, and it was a miracle I could gather anything at all. The child was so incoherent. What she's holding against Alex is that he left your mother's party that night without seeing Mike.
Well, Mike was pretty upset about it, don't you remember?
Yeah.
Honey, did Alex ever explain why he left?
Yes, but I'm not so sure he told me the whole story. I feel there's a missing piece in there somewhere.
Well, aren't you going to tell me?
He said he left because he saw me from the terrace. That the idea of meeting me again there like that, for the first time in 25 years, unnerved him so much that he had to leave.
Well, it is all romantic and all, but I agree with you. It does seem... Oh, of course. That's it. Seeing you, his first love, at Vicky's house at her party. No wonder. That's too much. Of course he bolted. Oh, honey, I'm sorry for laughing. You're just so funny.
Come in.
Alex.
I've asked Terry to hold all my calls so we can talk.
You needn't have done that, Alex. I won't take up very much of your time.
Take all the time you need.
Thank you. Alex, I've come to warn you about something very unpleasant which might happen.
Well, go ahead, I'm listening.
Do you remember the last time I was here to talk to you about Iris?
Yes?
And do you remember holding me and kissing me?
Of course, you were very upset.
Well, Rena had a private investigator follow me. He took photographs.
She did what? That's quite a viper you've raised.
Well, maybe it's because I didn't raise her, Alex.
I'm sorry, I was upset. I'll go on. How is she going to use these photographs?
To blackmail me.
Into what?
Into whatever idea pops into her little brain. First, it was getting me to agree to let her stay on in Houston, and then it was a job at KVIK for her old flame, Justin Marshall.
That's an invasion of privacy. It's blackmail. It's against the law. You don't have to put up with that, Vicky.
Oh, yes, I do, Alex. Because if I don't do what she says, she'll show those photographs to Stryker, and...
That could kill him.
But Rena doesn't know that.
I see. She just wants to find a way to hurt you. So you're giving in to her?
Yes. Oh, but she has no conscience, and she's got a big mouth besides. Last night, for example, despite the fact that I've agreed to her terms, she almost told Stryker about you and me anyway.
For no reason?
Well, she was angry with me for no reason.
What a shame that would be. Wouldn't it, huh? For him to bear that knowledge now that it's all over between us?
Yes. But, Alex, Rena is a very close friend of Iris's.
You think she would tell Iris?
Yes.
Well, couldn't you stop her somehow?
Can't I stop her? Oh, Alex, I have no control over Rena whatsoever. And, Alex, even if I did, what makes you think I'd exercise it?
What? Well, of course you would. It would hurt Iris.
Well, forgive me, Alex, but... just suppose Iris found out that the last 20 years of your life hadn't been completely empty. And especially if she thought even after she was back in your life that you and I continued to see each other. Do you think she'd be hurt and angry enough to leave Houston? And tell me, Alex, would you really expect me to stop her from leaving?
Stay tuned for the next part of Texas.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you.
I realize you might be amused by a love affair that has been suspended for 25 years. But even you should be able to understand that it wouldn't be a simple matter for him to see me again, or for me to see him after so long apart.
Oh, honey, of course. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to...
I should think you would be. Let's consider the matter closed then, shall we? I don't know why I'm sitting here trying to convince you of anything. It's Dennis I should be explaining things to before that girl makes it impossible for him to relate to Alex as I want him to. I'll see you later.
Honey? Good luck. Of course, Alex hightailed it out of there, and he saw her, his first love, at his mistress's home. It's funny, but it's sad. If I don't tell Iris, then I let her live in a fool's paradise. On the other hand, if I do tell her, then what is there to gain? I'll just wait to see what develops.
Please come in.
I'm very sorry to interrupt this pretty little scene, but I want to talk to Dawn.
Should I leave?
Well, you can leave or stay. Either way is fine with me.
In that case, then, I'll stay.
Before you begin, Grandma, I think there's something that you ought to know.
Well, whatever it is, I want you to hear me out first, Dawn. And then if whatever you have to say still needs saying, you can go right ahead.
All right?
I want you to know that I owe you an apology. No, don't say it. When I'm wrong, I'm the first one to admit it. And I was wrong not to tell you right off that Mr. Wheeler wanted to buy your daddy's house. But, Dawn, I want you to understand that I had a good reason for not telling you.
I didn't know that there was a reason.
Oh, well, honey, you'd been so upset about losing your daddy. And I thought maybe it'd make it easier for you if I waited. It was a wrong decision, Dawn. But I made it out of love. And I want you to know that I am so sorry if I hurt you.
What hurt was feeling that you thought the ranch mattered more than how I felt.
I know better now, and that's why I'm here. And honey, I want you to know that you mean more to me than anything.
You came all the way to Houston to tell me that? Grandma?
Oh. And when you didn't come home last night.
Oh, but that's all right now, Grandma.
No, it isn't. No offense, young man. I just want you to know that I don't approve of your staying here last night with Dennis. Now, I understand how you felt last night. But, well, if I can swallow my disapproval, and it's mighty hard for me to do that, girl, I can tell you. Maybe you can swallow your anger, and you can go back to the ranch with me, and we can start being a family again.
Oh, Grandma. Grandma, I love you. And I know that you love me. But if you've said your piece, then Dennis and I still have something we'd like to say.
Well, now, you just hold on now. I don't take kindly to this modern claptrap. You know, like finding yourself and having meaningful relationships. No, my values have had me in good stead all my life, and I'm not about to change them just to meet the changing fashions of the times.
Well, Grandma, what Dennis and I have to say is, well, it's pretty old-fashioned, too.
Mrs. Marshall, we'd like to get married. And we'd like your blessing. Ma'am.
Thank the Lord. I don't know. Now, don't you go setting your chin that way, young lady. I haven't said no.
You haven't said yes.
Well, you're both mighty young to take such a big step. But young or not, I feel deep in my bones that you are right for each other. So I'll give you my blessings.
Grandma.
But until then, you will come back to the ranch with me, won't you?
Yes, ma'am, I will. If you'll take me.
Dawn. Dennis. For that decision, you've won yourself 2 blessings. One from me, and one from the good Lord above. Welcome to the family.
Thank you for warning me about Raina, and I appreciate the information.
I only hope whatever you do with it works. Are you going to say anything to Iris?
I don't know yet. But I appreciate your frankness and concern. It's good to see that you're still in my corner in spite of everything that's happened recently.
That's because, despite everything, I still love you, Alex. I want to see you happy.
Oh, excuse us. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'd known that you had
That's
some...
all right.
Well, we did have an appointment, so I thought...
said that's all right. So why don't you come in?
Alex, let me introduce my colleague, Colonel Hassin, Tankier's charge d'affaires in Houston.
Yes, the Colonel and I have met before.
Good to see you again, Mr. Wheeler.
Mm-hmm. Colonel Hassin and I go a long way back.
Oh, I didn't know.
Sure. When we were shipping oil from Tangier for Mike Marshall. Years before the Sheik died and the new revolutionary government took control.
Well, the Colonel is very influential in the new government.
Oh.
Yes, when I return to Tangier, I will have a high cabinet position.
Go on.
Well, naturally, he's concerned for Tankier's interests, so he doesn't want to leave Houston until he's negotiated a new shipping contract. So he's asked me to be his agent. Isn't that right, Colonel?
Yes, that is true.
Well, this may be true, but I think it's a little absurd.
Oh, I think you're wrong, Alex. I mean, I don't have much experience, but I can learn whatever I need to. The thing is, what I do have is far more valuable. I have the Colonel's trust.
That's hardly a substitute for experience.
Maybe not, but inexperience can be an advantage in a case like this. I mean, what kind of person could have no ties whatsoever to the old Sheik? Only a person totally new to the field of international oil, that's who. And that's me. And there's one more thing, Alex. The Colonel has agreed to give me, and only me, an exclusive contract to ship Tankier's oil. See, the way I figure it, you probably lost, what? 10, 20 million bucks because of Marshall Oil. So why not get some of it back, right? And what better way to do it than this? I think we've got the beginnings of a pretty good deal here, Alex, if you ask me. So what do you say?
I say no.
You say no? Why? Why, Alex? I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, just think of all that money.
There are some things worth more than money, Clipper. Haven't you learned that yet?
I've learned that there's nothing money can't buy or do, and you know it.
No. What I do know, that there are some people like you who think money will do anything, would do just about anything for it. I'm not one of them. Taking advantage of this deal is not something I would do at any price. However, I appreciate you coming to me first, both of you.
Thank you for seeing us.
Now, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I have important business to attend to.
Alex, you're not being rational about this.
It's a personal matter.
Since when have you let personal matters come between you and a business deal?
Since my personal life became something to care about. And since Mike Marshall committed suicide.
But there is so much money to be made off of this deal.
Fine. Then let somebody else make it. That money is covered with Mike Marshall's blood. So I won't touch it. And you won't either. That's final.
If that means is Dawn gone, the answer is yes.
You don't have to be
Direct. I felt it was necessary. But if you think Dawn's gonna pop out of a box somewhere, forget it. She's already gone back to the ranch with her grandmother.
Thank goodness. Well, I mean, when I saw she had spent the night here, I was afraid it might be the beginning of a more permanent arrangement.
Well, in a way, you're right. It is. But not the way you're thinking, Mom.
Dennis, I know you think you're in love with her.
Look, Mom, I have every intention of...
Don't you see what she has done to you?
She's made me happy.
She's poisoned your mind.
No. What you mean is that she's affected my attitude toward Alex Wheeler. And that hasn't pleased you. Is that it?
Yes. I think she's done more than just affect your attitude, though. I think she's turned your mind completely against him, and that's absurd, Dennis.
Is it? Mike Marshall is dead because of him.
Is that a fact?
Yes, it is. And it's a fact that you can't deny.
You're denying the facts, Dennis, not I. The facts are that it was the revolution in Tangier that led Mr. Marshall to his suicide, not Alex. Now, you cannot hold Alex responsible for the revolution in Tangier.
I don't. I don't blame him for that.
Well, then what is it? The fact that he didn't meet with Mike at Victoria Bellman's party?
Yes, exactly. And then he made Mike come crawling to him for the second time, Mom, for the second time. And then he deserted him.
You can blame me for that.
Oh, come on, Mom.
I asked him, Dennis. He told me he left the party because he feared seeing me again for the first time in 25 years.
Look, Mom. I love you. I think you're a beautiful and wonderful woman. But I can't believe that the prospect of meeting any woman would make a businessman like Alex Wheeler completely forget a multi-million-dollar bankruptcy meeting. That is absolutely preposterous.
No, it isn't. You just don't understand.
Explain.
I don't know how. You say you love Dawn. Well, Alex and I were the same age you and she are now when we met in Saint-Tropez. How would you feel if the Dawn who was here with you last night suddenly just disappeared from your life? And then just as suddenly reappeared 25 years from now? You think you would find a business meeting so terribly important?
Is that really the way it was?
Yes.
Then I guess I do understand.
And you see why he's so important to me now?
Yeah. But, Mom, what do you expect me to do? Ignore my feelings for the sake of yours?
No, but perhaps you could look at him more charitably in the future. See him as he really is, not through someone else's eyes.
I love you, Mom. And if Alex Wheeler is what makes you happy, then I won't interfere with that. All right?
Oh, Dennis, there are so many things the three of us can do together.
I know, Mom. Don't expect to see too much of me in the future.
Oh, honey, your future. Alex can help you so
Mom,
much.
I don't want an office at the top of the world building.
Why not?
Because I have other plans.
Oh, Dennis.
No, oh, Dennis, me. I'm going to buy this gallery and I'm going to make a living here.
Well, what kind of living can you make from this?
A good living. A living A way that I can support myself and my wife.
Your wife?
That's right, my wife. Dawn and I plan to get married, Mom.
No, Dennis. Oh, no. You can't. You just can't marry that child.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of Texas.
If Wheeler does not go for that deal, you had better come up with a single cash offer for that tape.
Hey, what's the big rush, huh?
I have to return to Tankir, and I will not return to Tankir until this matter is settled.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not ready to lay it to rest yet, okay? This is too good a deal to turn down just because Alex Wheeler blew it. I'm going to be your agent for shipping that oil, somehow.
Not if you do not have any ships to bring the oil over on, or are you going to pull it over with your little magic trick, huh?
I don't need your sarcasm. I don't need Alex Wheeler either. His ships aren't the only ones afloat. Look, just give me a couple more days.
A couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of years, then what? You cannot bring the oil over unless you have a contract with somebody. And you don't have anybody, do you?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yes, I do know who else to approach. You know who we go to next? We go to Stryker Bellman, Wheeler's attorney. He is rich, man. I mean rich. And full of contacts in the shipping business. Yeah, I'll bet he could put this deal together for me if he wanted to.
And why would he want to? Why would he want to get to work against his associate?
You remember that lady we bumped into when we got off Wheeler's private elevator? You know who she was?
Probably his mistress.
Yeah, and Stryker Bellman's wife. And if old Stryker learns what I know, I think he might be willing to compete with Wheeler any way he can.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
Well, they might have had their facts twisted. You see, ballistics says that Justin's rifle...
The rifle that killed Alex? Hey, man, you have got to be kidding. I mean, Justin Marshall did him in with an old 30-30 rifle. I mean, I saw it on KVIK News. Now, would they lie?
Well, they might have had their facts twisted. You see, ballistics says that Justin's rifle probably didn't fire the slug that killed Alex. How about that?
Well, what makes you think this one did?
Did you buy it?
Well, my name's on the slip, isn't it?
Then you admit it.
I admit buying a rifle. There was this guy at the top of the World Club. I mean, he's been after me to go deer hunting for months. So I finally told him I would just to get him off my back.
Well, where were you going hunting? The top of the World Club?
In the big thicket. No, I thought I'd take a cameraman along and, maybe it could turn into a good sports feature. I mean, I don't like killing things,
sure,
but...
terrific. So where's the rifle now? Or would you object to the police making a ballistics check on it?
Well, of course not. I mean, if I had had any idea that this might be tied into Alex's killing, I would have been the first one to give it to the cops. But it's impossible.
Why?
Are you refusing to turn it over?
No. I don't have it.
Where is it?
Well, it's gone. It got ripped off. Stolen.
Yeah, that's pretty careless of you, wasn't it?
Well, I leave my front door open a lot. You know me, I'm a friendly guy. People drift in and out all the
Yeah,
time.
somebody just drifted off with your rifle, huh?
That's right.
You did file a report with the cops, didn't you?
No.
Why not?
Because I think I know who stole it. I thought I'd lean on the guy a little and try and get my rifle back. I mean, I figured the rifle was worth more than seeing this guy in jail.
So you never figured this is the murder weapon, huh?
Hell no.
Well then, you won't mind telling us who this guy is? The one you think stole your rifle, huh?
Of course not. The guy's name is Billy Joe Wright.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
Hey, babe. Where you going? I ain't no fox. You trying to fly the coop on me, huh?
You're right. You're not smart enough to be a fox. Everything you've done has stupid written all over it.
Including marrying you? No, that was the smartest thing I ever did. The dumbest was letting you get away. You and my baby.
Listen, I don't have to listen to this.
Hey, look, honey, I didn't come here to hassle you or anything. I just came to find out if how that guy that I slugged is doing. Is he okay? He was looking pretty pale.
Yeah, he's okay. No thanks to you.
Well, what do you expect me to do, man? I was trying to explain to something really important. He butts in. Guess I really creamed him, huh?
Yeah, you could have killed him with that beer bottle.
Well, I had him licked before that.
Oh, yeah. Big, strong Billy Joe Wright. You know what kind of man you licked? A man with a heart condition, that's who. Courtney Marshall says it's a wonder he didn't die. You put so much stress on his heart.
Got a bum ticker? Well, how's I supposed to know that? He came on like a light heavy. Don't blame me.
Oh, yeah. No one ever blames you, huh? Not even the people you hurt.
Hey, honey. Come on, Sugar Plum. I'm in trouble, and it ain't no 3 of 5 for a hot set of wheels, neither.
What have you done now, Billy Joe?
Nothing. I didn't do nothing this time.
Don't you lie to me.
I swear I didn't do nothing. You gotta help me, Nina. I really need your help this time. You just got it.
Curtis, if you had one hand on the Bible and the other on your mother's grave, I still wouldn't believe you.
You're quite a cynic, Connor. But I guess since you took Alex's place at World Oil, the cops just have to listen to your ravings, don't they?
Ryan, it doesn't matter. Whether or not this character, Billy Joe Wright, stole the gun or Clipper gave it to him, I found part of that box at the Marigold Trailer Court.
Well, that proves it then. Wright ripped it
No, it
off.
doesn't prove anything. You really gonna stick to this story?
I always stick to the truth, Connor.
Yeah, sure. You're a model citizen. Well, if you really are gonna stick to this story, you wouldn't object to reporting the gun stolen, would you?
Of course not. I'll stop by the station tomorrow.
No. Just to make sure I'll go along with you, all right?
I don't need anybody to hold my hand, Connor. But if you want to go along for the ride, it's a free country. You can waste your time any way you like.
It is a waste of time, isn't it, Ryan? I mean, so what if Clipper doesn't file a report?
Now, you see, if our little friend here says the rifle was stolen by Wright, then the police will have probable cause. Then a judge can issue a search warrant, and we can pry the tin off that trailer till we find the rifle.
If Wright didn't deep six it in the ship channel.
Well, you see, I'm betting Wright's just about as smart as you are.
Sam, could you help me with these local names? Oh, excuse me, I'll come back.
No, that's all right, Elliot. Curtis and I were just going downtown to police headquarters.
Whatever you say, Connor.
Something up in the Wheeler case?
You remember that rifle I asked you about? The one you helped me find the owner's name to? Well, Clipper says that Billy Joe Wright stole it. We're close to clearing Justin.
Well, I'm glad. If Justin deserves it. You, Mr. Connor, are you interested in clearing Justin Marshall as well?
I'm interested in finding the man who shot my uncle. And I don't intend to quit until I'm satisfied I've got him. Come on, Curtis.
Well, Sam, I wish I could say it's been fun, but it hasn't.
Well, that could be a very determined man.
Ryan? Sure is. Not only is he a good lawyer, but he spent a lot of years in government intelligence work. I certainly wouldn't underestimate him.
No. No, I would never do that.
I gotta help you. Billy Joe Wright never did nothing. It was all a mistake. It was all an accident. Someone was framing you. Do you know how many times I've heard that, Billy Joe?
Look, babe, I know.
Don't you sweet talk me. You only do it when you want something. And don't give me any more of your excuses. I am just sick and tired of them.
Look, honey, I know I blew it.
Yeah, you blew it. Why don't you tell that to Elena? Maybe it'll make up for her falling down those stairs. Why don't you tell it to Dawn? She broke up with Dennis on your account, what you did to her. See, maybe they will forgive you, but I cannot. So get out of here before Maggie gets back.
Nita, I can't. You want me to take the big one, huh? That's what you're telling me, Nita. If I take the fall this time, it's life, or they're gonna put me where I'll never see the sunshine again. Guess that's how things for you, huh? Dead man don't ask for nothing.
What are you talking about?
Talking about
Joe?
Huntsville, honey, or worse. Clipper Curtis, he set me up, babe. He told me I was going to go right back to the joint. He was going to send me, unless I went along with this crazy scheme of his. I was supposed to shoot at somebody or something.
Shoot? You shot somebody?
No, not shoot him, shoot at him, scare him. But it didn't turn out like that. Somebody asked him.
Dad?
He's colder than frozen fish.
You shot at somebody and he's dead?
No, I didn't shoot at nobody. I didn't shoot at nobody. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I wasn't even there. I didn't even show up. I got scared. I got drunk. I started out with a quart of whiskey. Kept on drinking until I couldn't see what I had left.
You mean to tell me you got so drunk you don't know whether you shot at somebody?
I know I didn't. I just can't prove it. Not unless I can get somebody to say they saw me at the trailer.
Oh, that's what this is all about. You need an alibi.
I'd have me one if that Elaine had fessed up that she was there. Nita, I know she was there. I know it. But she said she wasn't, and that's why I was leaning on her so hard last night.
Wait a minute. I don't understand this. First, you say you're so drunk you didn't know how much you drank. Now you tell me that Elena was at your trailer.
She was.
Next, you're going to tell me that I was there.
That's it, babe. Elena, she's been undoing me dirt. How about you say you saw me there? That you came by and you saw me at Bernie's trailer at 8 o'clock on the night of November 21st.
Why didn't you go?
Ryan isn't here.
No, he certainly isn't. Well, where is he? He didn't go to the hearing, Terry. And I was sure only important world oil business would keep him away.
The hearing, the one on bail for Justin?
Yes. And maybe if Ryan had been there, he could have stopped what happened.
What did happen?
They let him go. The judge set that murderer free because the ballistics report didn't prove Justin's gun shot Alex.
Well, then he couldn't have done it. He's cleared.
Cleared? No. The tests were inconclusive. Too many bullet fragments were missing, but they couldn't prove they didn't match Justin's gun either.
So he's only out on bail.
Well, when I think of that murdering animal being allowed to walk the streets of Houston after what he did to Alex, how can any of us feel safe?
Iris, if there isn't enough evidence against Justin, don't you think maybe he's innocent?
Don't you defend him, too. The prosecution is just as sure as I am that Justin is guilty, but they said our only chance of proving it is to find the rest of the bullet, the piece Kevin Cook overlooked when he performed the autopsy.
He wants to dig up Alex's body?
He wants to ask for an exhumation order.
Surely you didn't consent to that.
Well, I don't want to, Terry. But what choice do I have? I can't bear to have Alex disturbed. But I won't let Justin get away with this, whatever it takes.
But Iris, please, at least wait and talk to Ryan.
Well, that's why I came here, to get his advice. But since he obviously thinks something else is more important than finding Alex's murderer, I can't count on him. Well, there's someone I can count on. Elliot. Thank heaven someone is there when I need him.
And what is it, Iris?
I need some advice, Elliot, and it's very important. Could you come to the World Building?
Of course. I'll come right over.
I do not believe this. You got some nerve to ask me to lie for you.
You won't be lying, babe. I was really there at Bernie's when that guy got his. I just don't have nobody to back me up, that's all.
You think I'm gonna help you? You are crazy. I told you when you beat up Dawn, that was the last time I was gonna cover for you. You're gonna have to take what you've done all by yourself.
Well, now, you're sure high up on your horse, ain't you? All moral and upstanding. Where'd you learn that?
I learned it a long time ago. I just forgot it when I married you.
Yeah, sure. Well, I bet I know who you learned it from. It's that lousy cop brother of Elena's, wasn't it, huh?
You leave Ricky out of this. He has got nothing to do with this.
Now who's lying?
Billy Joe, I have just had enough.
No, you ain't had nearly enough, honey. Now, you got rid of me so you could be with that pig. And now you're gonna listen to just what kind of bargain you made.
No, I'm not gonna listen.
You are.
I'm not gonna listen to another word you're saying.
You're damn well gonna listen, honey. You're damn well gonna listen. Come here. Now, that pig traded in his uniform for a whole lot of money. And Alex Wheeler's brand on his hide, huh?
No, I'm not listening.
Hear me, listen to me. Now, that ring through his nose might be solid gold, but he didn't earn a dime of it. Not an ounce.
Stop it, you stop it. I'm not listening to you.
He didn't even protect the guy who got shot, you know that? He's supposed to protect him. You hear me? He ain't a man. He ain't even a good cop.
Alex Wheeler.
Yeah.
You shot Alex Wheeler?
Don't you hear nothing, man? I didn't do it. I was too drunk to walk out the door. How the hell can I climb up 50 stories?
Billy Joe Wright? I got me a gun behind that bar, and I know how to use it. So I expect that you are going to find your way out of here before I walk over to that cash register.
It ain't gonna take me that long. I just wanted to say to my loving wife, just wanted to tell her, thanks for everything, all her help.
Nita? Honey, what is he trying to threaten you with now? Because if he so much as
No, that's
touches
not
you...
it. That's not it. Not this time, Maggie. This time he has gone too far. I mean, I don't even have a choice. I got to tell Ricky.
Vicki has some very important production decisions to make. She's not in yet?
She's not here yet.
Hi, Mickey.
Oh, hi, Justin. How are you?
I'm out on bail.
Yeah, good.
Am I supposed to wear a little bell and call out accused murderer so that everybody can scramble out of my way?
We aren't scrambling, Justin.
No, but we are a little embarrassed.
Oh?
I'm afraid I've got a pink slip and your last paycheck. Mrs. Bellman wanted me to get them to you as soon as possible.
Mickey.
I was going to mail them, but since you're here,
Mickey, can we hold off on that a little bit?
Oh, I don't know, Sam. Mrs. Bellman was pretty definite.
Just till tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow there's a Victory Network board meeting, the big annual one. Mrs. Bellman is sure to be in for it. If she asks me, well, I'll have to give it to Justin then.
Thanks, Mickey. We need all the time we can get to get Justin cleared of these charges.
All right, Sam. But I can't delay it any more than that.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mickey. And thank you. I know I didn't do anything to deserve your loyalty, your affection.
I don't think people can earn those things. They come from the heart.
Yes. But you can only keep them if you're worthy. And I'm going to try to be, Sam.
That was very nice. But I think you better save your energy to get clear of these murder charges. Besides, someone might come in.
Yes, well, maybe we should save it. How about dinner? Celebrate?
Oh, I'd love to. Except the only thing we've got to celebrate is you being out on bail. We still have to nail the guy that really killed Alex.
Yeah. Who?
Well, I know for sure that Clipper Curtis set you up to take the fall.
You're kidding. The ride down in the world-building elevator that night, I felt like a poor dumb fish at the end of a line. I wanted Wheeler so bad I let Clipper play me right into the net.
Well, that's not all. Not only did Clipper set you up, but he bought a rifle, a .30-06.
Where is it?
Clipper says that Billy Joe Wright, the bartender at the club, stole it, but he was sweating like it was 110 degrees when he was saying it. I didn't believe it, neither did Ryan.
What? You mean that pipsqueak of a bartender, he had the gun?
Yes, and that's not all. He's an ex-con. Serving liquor is a parole violation. I'm sure that Clipper knew that, and he was probably squeezing this Wright character like a tube of toothpaste.
You think that Clipper leaned on Wright, gave him the rifle?
I don't think it. I know it. I went to Wright's trailer. I almost got caught. But I found a piece of shipping box with a label on it for a .30-06 rifle.
Did you find the rifle?
No, but I took the label to Elliot Carrington. He showed me how to call the manufacturer. They told me the sporting goods store that it was shipped to, and voila! A sales slip with Clipper Curtis's name signed on the dotted line.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You took some pretty scary risks. You're lucky that Wright didn't discover you in his trailer.
Well, he did.
Oh.
I told him I was just there to visit his friend, Bernie something, to talk about auditioning for porno flicks. Fortunately, Bernie didn't have his VTR there to show me his latest production, so I split.
Good. So Curtis had the rifle. And Wright?
Wright killed Alex. Justin, it all fits. He was supposed to be working at the bar that night, but he never showed up. Now, all we need for proof is the rifle.
I've got to get over to that trailer right now and take it apart piece by piece.
Wait, Justin, wait. Ryan has Clipper down at the station signing on a complaint. Then the police can get a search warrant. If that rifle is in that trailer, they'll find it.
Great. You know, the only thing I don't like about this is the risk that you took for me.
Well...
Don't explain. Sam, I think you deserve a little more than dinner for this. I wonder what Ryan Connor is really up to.
What makes you think he's up to something?
When he was at KVIK today, he had some wild theory about Clipper Curtis being involved in the murder.
Clipper? I know Alex fired him, but Clipper tried to warn Alex right before it happened. Well, I can't imagine why Ryan would suspect him, and I don't understand why he's wasting his time on some wild goose chase.
Iris, do you trust Connor?
Trust him? Of course. He's Alex's nephew. Alex trusted him with everything.
Well, that may be, but are you sure you should?
Do you know any reason why I shouldn't?
Well, perhaps he was loyal to his uncle, but now I hate to say this, but he may not have your best interests at heart.
You may be right. I practically accused him of that this morning. We had an argument before the hearing. He didn't seem to care whether Justin was released. I suppose he's so infatuated with Jenny Marshall that he won't go against the Marshall family in anything, even if it means going against me.
Yes, I'd forgotten about his engagement to the Marshall girl, but I don't think that has anything to do with his not supporting you.
What then?
The Iris I know is not so naive. Not when it comes to money.
Alex's fortune, of course.
That would have all gone to Connor if you and Dennis hadn't come along.
Oh, but Elliot, Alex left such a great deal of money, hundreds of millions. Ryan is still a very wealthy man.
He's not as wealthy as he would have been.
No, but, well, Alex told me when he rewrote his will that Ryan understood.
Well, of course he'd tell his uncle that. He wouldn't want to be cut out altogether. No, I'd say he has very good reason not to care much for you.
I trusted Ryan because I trusted Alex's judgment. He didn't get where he was by making mistakes about people.
Well, he obviously made a mistake about Justin Marshall.
Yes, he certainly did.
And this Ryan Connor looks to me like a man who enjoys power.
Well, then he should be satisfied. Alex left him full control of World Oil.
But if he's not looking after your interest, Iris, yours and Dennis's, then I think the two of you should combine your votes and take that power away from him.
Remove Ryan from control of World Oil. Elliot, I couldn't do that.
Why not? Why let a man you can't trust continue to run all your affairs?
You don't understand.
Well, don't tell me you have some mistaken sense of loyalty to Connor because he's Wheeler's nephew.
No, that's not it at all. I know Alex would want what's best for me. I don't have the power to oust Ryan, even if I wanted to.
But you and Dennis together control 2/3 of the estate.
That's just the problem. We don't. Dennis hasn't accepted his share. And I don't know if I'll be able to convince him to do that, much less back a power play. How can he be so stubborn when it's against his own best interests?
I don't know. I've tried my best to talk him into signing the papers.
Elliot, perhaps if we told him Alex was his father.
No. Iris, you promised me you wouldn't do that. What difference can it make now that Wheeler's dead?
But I don't know any other way to convince him.
Well, look, Iris, why not let Paige handle Dennis?
Paige?
Yeah, she's very concerned about his unwillingness to take what's rightfully his.
Yes, I've noticed. Paige sees that money as her own. She's been useful. But she is not about to get her dollar-hungry hands on Dennis.
Well, maybe she's not the right girl for Dennis.
She certainly isn't. She'd be even worse for him than her sister, and that child was a disaster.
Well, as you said, she has been useful in trying to get Dennis to stop hating Alex and getting him away from Dawn.
Yes, she was.
And you could use her help now, couldn't you?
Well, I do want Dennis to accept Alex's bequest, whatever it takes.
Well, then why not use Paige again? Why don't we invite Dennis and Paige for dinner tonight?
Oh, no, I don't feel like going out.
Well, it wouldn't have to be a public place. We could have a quiet, family-type get-together. Maybe on Wheeler's, on your yacht.
All right, if you'll make all the arrangements.
Of course. I'll go and see Paige as soon as I leave.
If you're right, if we can get Paige to push Dennis in the direction we want.
Then maybe later we can discuss everyone's future prospects. Starting with Mr. Ryan Collar.
So you think we'll turn up a murder weapon if we hit this place, this Marigold Trailer Park?
Well, there's no guarantees, Donovan, but looks real good.
And that's the bird that bought the rifle? That washed-up oiler?
That's right.
Now, what do you think the chances are that this ex-halfback will try to make an end run?
Well, he didn't get his nickname by hitting him in front, did he?
Well, if he's caught up in this, I guarantee you we'll bring him down.
You won't find me ungrateful, believe me.
I'll be grateful if I can get the DA off my back. I'm sitting on this Marshall character, but I'll tell you, the case is so thin that a sneeze from a good defense lawyer just blow it away.
Maybe it deserves a good sneeze, right?
Right, maybe. Well, listen, if we find anything out, I'll let you know. The rifle will go straight over to ballistics. Shouldn't take more than a few hours to check it out.
Great.
You know, finding the rifle that blew away Alex Wheeler, that'd be a big thing in this town. Thanks for the tip.
Hey, that's all right. I was impressed with the way you handled the Zadie case. No, yeah. Everybody else just filled out a form and filed it. You wore out some shoe leather on that one.
I didn't get anywhere.
You gave it a good shot.
Here you go, officer. Now, the guy's name is Wright. Billy Joe Wright. Number 17 Marigold Trailer Park. But the only thing you're going to find in those flower beds over there is a bunch of old rusty beer cans. And maybe a rifle.
Well, sure. But, you are the owner of record, Mr. Curtis, and we may want you to identify it. We may even want you to go over your story again. You're not planning any trips, are you?
Oh, me? I never go anywhere. Ask Connor.
Yeah, you're a real homebody. See you stay that way.
Look, I've got a job at KVIK. I like it, and I want to hang on to it. I'm a solid citizen here, a pillar of the community, a friend of our men in blue. Don't you worry, I'm not going anywhere.
Hey, you just left out one reason, Curtis.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Well, if you do go anywhere, we're going to come after you. How about that?
When Alex was behind this desk, I felt as though nothing could harm me. Now, I feel surrounded by enemies. I'm afraid to trust anyone, to let anyone get close to me. It's as though I'm one of those dolls you wind up with a key. Only I've been wound up too far, and if anyone touches me, I'll shake myself apart.
Iris, you know you can rely on me. And on Ryan.
Terry, listen, in about an hour, I want you to call police headquarters. Oh, hello, Iris.
Hello, Ryan. I missed you this morning. At the hearing.
Well, I'm sorry, but I had some things...
Important business? Something more important than seeing the man who killed Alex pay for what he did?
No, of course not.
They let Justin go. He's free to go wherever he likes, while Alex is dead. Oh, and that's not all. Now the DA wants to exhume his body.
No. No, that's absolutely out of the question, no.
Aren't you even going to ask why they want to disturb Alex? The great Dr. Cook missed a large bullet fragment in his autopsy.
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It could be the evidence we need to put Justin where he belongs, and you say it doesn't matter? Maybe you're glad Justin shot Alex.
Now that's a damn lie. Okay, I'm sorry, Iris. I know you're hurting, but so am I. Now, you know how much I love Alex. You know that.
Alex is gone, Ryan. Or have you forgotten? Kevin performed the autopsy. But that was strange, wasn't it? The doctor who lost the patient performing the autopsy. On what? His own mistake? Or was it more than that? Are you two in league?
Iris, how can you say that?
Look, Iris, I'm just going to chalk that up to your grief. No, I don't want Alex's body dug up. But it's not to cover up any mistake or plot. It's just not necessary. You see, the police are looking for a second rifle, one bought by Clipper Curtis. Unless I'm mistaken, that's the rifle that killed Alex.
Okay, keep your shirt on. I'm coming. Hey, what is this?
Well, look who answered the door if it isn't our old friend Bernie.
Right, a safe man. You opened any interesting ones lately, Bernie? Hey, look, fellas, I'm straight. I'm through with that stuff. It was just a phase.
Oh, sure. You know, what I heard was that they got a cell for you up at Huntsville. You check in and you check out just like a motel.
Yeah, you heard wrong, Donovan. I'm legit. Straight air. I ain't even got wrinkles in my shirts.
Well, good. You won't mind if we check the laundry, huh?
I'd like to let you. I cooperate with the law, you know that, but my roommate ain't so easygoing. So, less than I see a search warrant.
Any more objections, Bernie?
Who, me? Nah.
Good. Okay, Paul. Let's toss this dump.
Right. Look at this. Shipping box for a hunting rifle.
Bernie, you ought to throw out your garbage. You're getting sloppy.
Hey, man, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Real sloppy. You ought to keep this in a drier place. It's liable to get rusty.
I never seen that before in my life, and I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, sure. Here, get this down to ballistics. Downtown. Have them check it against the fatal bullet in the Wheeler case. Oh, Bernie.
It's not mine, Donovan, it's Wright's. Billy Joe Wright, it's his gun.
Mm-hmm. You never seen it before, but you know it's Billy Joe Wright. Now, you want to get your story straight, Bernie?
That's the truth, what I just said.
Get on the radio. Put out a bench warrant for a Billy Joe Wright. Make a parole violation for now. The heavy stuff will come later, okay?
Oh, man. Why did I ever let him in this trailer? I should have known.
There's a lot of things you should have known, Bernie. But I'm afraid it's a little late now for praying to your guardian angel. Come on.
Hey, you're not arresting me, are you? I never done nothing.
Bernie, we want to talk to you downtown. I want to know all about you and Billy Joe Wright. Of course, if you don't feel like talking, I suppose I can come up with something like, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon kind of has a nice ring to it.
Man, I don't like the sound of that at all. All right. You want to talk, we talk. Let's go.
Going somewhere, Clipper?
Yeah. I'm tired. Take a walk. Vacation. Matter of fact, I may never come back. I guess the heat's getting to me.
In December.
Maybe it's the memory of a long, hot summer. You know how it is, baby. You grow up in one kind of climate and you got it in your bones. For me, it's Chicago. Maybe I'll drop in on the Windy City again.
You know, the awful thing is, I really thought Ryan was wrong. How could you have been involved with Alex's murder? How could I have been so wrong about anybody?
Maybe it's because you love me. Even now.
Oh.
Like I love you.
Clipper, how can you still try that? You never loved me.
I fooled you. No. I fooled myself. Clipper Curtis. Guy with the heart made out of titanium. Nothing dents it. Nothing soaks through. Only I was wrong. You did. I couldn't ever play straight with you, but I did love you.
Is that why you killed Alex? Out of love? After everything he did for you, Clipper? I hate you.
Go ahead. Maybe it'll make things easier for you. I was never any good for anybody. Not even myself. All I got in the world is a few dollars and a couple of lousy suitcases. Everything that really meant anything, I threw away.
Clipper, why? Why did you do it? Why did you help kill Alex?
I didn't. I swear I didn't, Terry. Oh, come on, you know me, baby. You know me better than anyone. Play the percentages. I go for the big bucks. No matter how dirty you get doing it. Well, now, where's the payoff in killing Alex? I had a plan, sure, but it went haywire. But I'm no killer, Terry. And I'm sorry Alex is dead. You don't know how sorry. No, I got a plane to catch.
No!
Terry.
Clipper, you killed Alex. You're not going to get away with what you've done. All your talk about loving me is not going to get you off the hook. Not this time.
Sure, baby. Sure. I'm sorry, kid. I lied to you for 3 years and you take every word as gospel. First time I tell you the truth, you don't swallow a thing. Well, I guess I asked for it, huh? I love you, Terry. I've always loved you. Well, I guess this is it, huh? No sunsets for you and me. None of that stuff we ever talked about, ever dreamed about. But Ryan Connor's gonna make Houston a blast furnace for me, and well, you know me, baby. I never could take the heat. This time I gotta walk. I gotta walk away from the top of the world and you.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.